everyone, and happy full moon. Well, technically it's not the full moon yet, it's tomorrow, but for me, often it's the energy building up to the full moon that I can really feel in intensity. So today we are going to connect to the full moon energy by connecting to our Svadhisthana, our second chakra, the sacral chakra, which is located in the pelvis, just below the navel and in between the bottom of the pelvic floor. And just as the moon pulls on the tides of the ocean, so too are we affected by the phases of the moon. Often the full moon amplifies anything that we're already experiencing in our life. So if we're able to work with full moon energy in an intentional way, we can often transmute darkness, our dark aspects that are illuminated, our fear, some of our wounds that we may hide in the darkness. We may transform those into opportunity and growth and freedom and just manifest whatever it is that we would like to create. So with that, we will begin on our backs, and if you have a block or a blanket today, it will be really, really handy. If you don't have a block, you can also use a book and just lay a blanket over it. If you don't have either of those, then just fold up a blanket into like a nice rectangle and then lay it on your mat. Then you'll lay on top of the block or book or blanket with the block long ways just beneath the shoulder blades like this. And you'll lay on top of it. Legs in Baddha Konasana, so butterfly legs, feet to touch, knees spread wide. And place one hand on the lower belly, one hand on the heart. And close the eyes and take a moment to connect to the breath. Noticing the tidal rhythm of your breath as you arrive on your mat. The depth, the quality, the pace, any areas where it might be flowing freely, or perhaps areas where it may feel stuck. Noticing without judgment or trying to control, just simply observing. Now let's bring some intention to the breath by separating it into 3 separate parts. Inhale into the lower belly, fill the belly, expand like a balloon. 1/3 lower ribs, 1/3 upper chest. And reverse. 1/3 upper chest, 1/3 lower ribs, 1/3 lower belly. Inhale into the deepest corners of your belly, 1/3 of the breath. 1/3 ribs expand, 1/3 heart rises. Exhale, chest, heart, ribs soften, belly falls. Continue breathing in this 3-part breath. Starting from the belly, working your way up on the inhalation. And on the exhalation, starting from the chest and working your way down. Stretching the breath to the very end of each inhalation and exhalation. Imagining each breath as a single wave in an infinite ocean. Inhale, gentle wave caresses the shoreline of your inner landscape. Exhale, wave returns to source. In and out, empty and full. Connecting our inner and outer worlds, and knowing that they're one and the same. Now imagine as though you were floating on the surface of a sea. Full moon light beaming down on you, effortlessly floating, sparkling in the moonlight, illuminating all parts of you. The light and the dark. From this place of full illumination, find an intention for your practice. Maybe it's something that reminds you of the cyclical nature of you, just like the cycles of the moon. Maybe it's something that connects you to the heart space, as we connect to the full pink moon, which is connected to the heart. Create an intention for yourself as a truth, something that already exists, and repeat it to yourself quietly 3 times. Take a deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale, open mouth, release your intention into the ethers. 2 more. Inhale, fill yourself up with your intention. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. The last one, your biggest one yet. Guide the hands into the outer edges of the thighs and gently close the legs like a book. Roll over onto either side of your blocker blanket and remove the blanket from beneath you, recalibrating the spine on the earth. Bring the feet to touch, feet spread wide and knees to touch, and then gently windshield wiper the shins back and forth, releasing the hips. Hug the knees into the body, and then make circles with the knees, massaging the sacral spine. Release, reverse your circles. Hug the knees into the chest and begin rocking the length of the spine back and forth until you come to a seated pose, Sukhasana. Do a little mantra work here where we will chant the mantra Aham Prema, which means I am divine love. And I've chosen this mantra today, both because it connects us to our heart as the moon rests in Libra, which is connected to relationships both to ourselves and to others, and helps us to connect to this state of being within us. So we'll begin with call and response. You're also welcome to listen. And it's quite easy. Place one hand over the heart and then the other hand rests on top as we chant. Close the eyes. Aham prema. Now your turn. Aham prema. Aham prema. Your turn. Aham prema. Together. Aham prema. 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 And softly. Aham prema. Aham prema. Aham prema. Aham prema. Quietly to yourself. And just feel the vibration of this mantra permeate every cell of your being. Know that you are divine love, unifying force of all living things. That is you, and that is who you are. Release the arms down to the side and inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, connecting the fingertips over the crown, gaze towards the sky. Exhale, release the arms down to the earth. Fingertips press into the ground. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, twist to the right, reaching the right hand back and behind you. Left hand reaches for the right knee. Inhale brings you length in the spine. Exhale brings you a deeper twist. Connect to the flow of your breath, allowing the sound to guide you into the present moment. Inhale, reach the arms back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Left hand reaches back and behind. Inhale, lengthen the spine, broaden the shoulders, lift the heart. Exhale, twist deeper into the posture. Imagining the breath as the wave, ebbing and flowing, in and out, connecting your inner and outer worlds, and connecting to your heart space. Inhale back to center, reach the arms high. Exhale, plant the hands on the earth. Come to tabletop. Bring the knees to touch. Knees spread wide, toes to touch. Sink the hips low and reach the arms in front of you for Balasana, Child's Pose. This is going to be a dynamic flow here where we inhale, we come forward onto the hands, past the hands, onto the knees, and lift the feet, keeping the feet connected together, gazing towards the sky. This is hanging cobra. Exhale brings us back into child's pose. Inhale, roll up, hanging cobra. Feet reach for the bum, heart reaches forward, gaze towards the sky. Exhale, shift the weight back, child's pose. Find your flow here, moving as though you were water. The element connected to the Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, is water. Allow yourself to flow effortlessly, as though you were water. One more, inhale, coming forward, hanging cobra and hold. Continue breathing, gaze towards the sky, opening the front of the hips, slight back bend, opening the heart. Connect to the breath. Full inhale. Steady exhale. Inhale. Come back to tabletop. Hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. You may need to adjust your stance to the proper distance to find your comfortable dog. Take a moment to connect to the breath here. Fingers spread wide, shoulders are active, spine is long, pelvis broadens back and behind you. Full inhale through the nose, steady exhale out. Wave, returning to source. Bend the knees one by one, walking out your dog. Moving ever so slowly with intention, tuning into sensation from each micro movement. Open the hips side to side, keeping equal weight in both hands. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, begin to walk towards the hands at the front of your mat. Feet hip distance apart, take a deep bend in the knees and melt the heart down to the thighs. Ragdoll the arms, grabbing opposite elbow, and begin to sway the body side to side. Continuing to flow like water. Allowing the force of gravity to do all of the work here for you. Shake the head no. Shake the head yes. Remind yourself of your intention. Release the arms and inhale. Slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Exhale, roll the shoulders down the spine, open the heart. Inhale, reach the arms high. Full body stretch. Exhale, hands to heart. Activate a gentle ujjayi breath here. We don't want to overstimulate ourselves as we're connecting more to this lunar energy. So connect to a gentle ujjayi. Inhale through the nose. Gentle exhale through the nose, creating a slight constriction in the back of the throat. Inhale from the feet all the way into the heart. Exhale, send that energy back down. Allow the sound of your breath allow you to determine the depth and the quality of your breath and each shape that we find. Bowing to the moon in a moon salutation, Om Som Suryaye Namaha. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, interlace the fingers and point over to the right. Hip shift to the left. Equal weight in both hands, creating a crescent moon shape with our body. Shoulders stay soft. Core is engaged. Arms align with the ears. Where's the breath? Gentle Ujjayi breath in through the nose. Exhale, wave, gently crashing on a seashore. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, points the fingers over to the left, hip shift to the right. Breathing into the right side of the body. The spaces between the ribs. One more full cycle of breath here. Inhale, back to center. Release the hand. Face the palms forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands press on the thighs. Crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and step the feet back, high plank. Option to come down to your knees anytime. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, very slowly with control, lower all the way down to the earth. Tops of the feet plant onto the earth, roots at all 10 toes and the pelvis as you inhale, rise, lift the heart, hands float. Exhale, lower, 2 more. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, heart rises, and hold. Plant the hands, continue to breathe. Elbows hugging in towards the body, shoulders roll down the spine, heart reaches forward. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lower the heart. Tuck the toes, press yourself up and back, downward facing dog. Stay here for a breath, inhaling through the nose. Exhale, release it through the mouth. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Bend the knee, reaching the right foot for the right buttocks. Open the hips to the side. Equal weight in both hands. Begin to draw circles on the side wall with your knee. Reverse your circles. Open the hips. Inhale, three-legged dog, square the hips down. Exhale, plant the foot between the hands. Drop the left knee down to the ground, and option to use a blanket here, or roll over the yoga mat for protection for that left knee. Zip the inner thighs and inhale, rise. Chaturasana, low lunge. Square the hips with the front of your mat, so left hip reaches forward, right hip reaches back. Press the top of the left foot on the ground to protect that left knee. Upper body lifts from the hips, gaze towards the sky. Gentle Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, wave crashing on the seashore. Inhale, find length. Exhale, plant the hands on the earth. Lift the left knee and roll over onto the outer edges of the feet, pointing the toes to the right. Inhale, reach the right arm high. So left knee, right knee is reaching far out to the right. Left knife edge of the foot, really rooting to keep that left leg active and strong. Begin to draw circles with the arm, connecting with that fluid-like motion of water. Reverse your circles. Inhale, find stillness, reach the arm high. Exhale, pivot the toes to the left, squatting down on the right foot. Extend the left leg long out to the side and point the toes towards the sky. You can stay up onto the tip toes, or foot can come down to the earth. Hands can support you here, or you can extend the torso upward and find an arm variation of your choice. Either hands in Namaskar Mudra, or you can extend the arms out to the side. Breathe. Gentle Ujjayi breath in. Steady Ujjayi breath out. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands on the earth. Lift the hips and walk the hands back to center. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Connect to the breath here. Find all four corners of both feet. Energetically lift the arches. Imagine as though the pelvis were a bowl of water spilling forward and down to the earth. Trickling down the spine, off the shoulders, off the crown of the head, into the earth beneath you. One more full cycle of breath here. Bring the hands to the hip creases, pointing the elbows towards the sky. Inhale halfway, stay for the exhale. Inhale, come all the way up, reach the hands and the toes to the corners of the room for a start pose, lift the heart. Exhale, bend the knees, sink into the hips and point the toes as far out to the sides as they can for goddess pose. Bring the hands to the knees to guide the knees over the ankles. Sink the hips low, reach the tailbone down towards the ground. Keep the hands on the knees. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, left shoulder drops, gaze over the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right shoulder drops, gaze over the left. Inhale, back to center. Inhale, press your feet into the earth as you straighten the legs, reach the arms and the toes in the corners of the room. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk the hands over to the left foot, extending the right leg long, squatting down on the left foot. Find your expression of this posture. Imagining each shape being like these cycles of the moon, waxing and waning. Just as we do, we ebb and we flow, just like the moon, just like the oceans. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down to the earth. Pivot the feet to the back of your mat. Roll over onto the knife edge of the feet, pointing the toes out to the left. Root the right hand into the earth and inhale, lift the left arm high to the sky. Press the right knife edge of the foot into the ground to keep that right leg activated. Draw circles with the arm. Reverse your circles. Feel this opening in the left hip, connecting us to our sacral Svadhisthana chakra. Find stillness. Inhale. Exhale, pivot the toes to the back of your mat. Drop the right knee. Top of the right foot comes on the mat. Inhale, rise, low lunge. Square the hips. Right hip reaches forward, left hip reaches back. Sink the hips low. Find your expression of this posture. Tuning into sensation and feeling the rhythmic flow of the breath. Inhale, find length. Exhale, release the hands down to the earth. Step the right foot forward, forward fold. Roots the feet into the earth as you inhale, rise. Come all the way up. Reach the arms high. Exhale, hands to heart. Stay here for a breath. Reconnecting with your gentle Ujjayi breath. Inhale, reach the arms high. Interlace the fingers, point the hands over to the left this time. Root in with both feet, equal weight in each foot. Shoulders soft, simultaneously as the arms lift, creating this sense of uplifting energy. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, release the breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale, point over to the right. Hips shift to the left. Breathe into the left side body. Inhale back to center. Palms face forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, fold, hands plant, step the feet back, high plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, very slowly, come all the way down to the ground. Plant the hands on the outer edges of the mat, creating a 90-degree angle with the elbows pointing towards the sky. Tops of the feet and pelvis root into the earth as you inhale, rise, lift the heart. 2 more times. Exhale, lower. Inhale, heart rises. Exhale, lower. Inhale, heart rises and hold. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, find length. Exhale, left shoulder drops, gaze over the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder drops, gaze over the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, lower the heart. Hands plant beneath the shoulders, tuck the toes. Inhale, press yourself up and back. Downward facing dog. Connect to the breath here. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. Inhale, left leg reaches high. Bend the knee, open the hips to the side. Keep equal weight in both hands. Begin to draw circles on the side wall with the knee. Reverse your circles. Inhale, 3-legged dog, square the hips below. Exhale, plant the foot. Drop the right knee. Inhale, rise, low lunge. Chakrasana. This is our second cycle of moon phases. Imagine each shape were a different expression of the phases of the moon. So now we are representing the growing crescent moon, the waxing phase. Inhale, find length. Exhale, release the arms down to the earth. Lift the right knee. Point the toes over to the left, rooting in with the knife edge of both feet. Inhale, left arm reaches high. Begin drawing circles with the left arm. Finding your fluid, watery motion within the body. Reverse your circles. Inhale, come to stillness, reach the left arm high. Exhale, plant the left hand on the earth, pivot the toes to the right and squat down on the left side, extending the right leg long. Find any variation of this. This is our second time in this posture, so maybe try something different than you did the first time. Stay connected to the breath. Full breath in through the nose. Steady exhale out through the nose. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down to the earth. Inhale, lift the hips. Walk the hands back to center. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Imagining once more your jug of water spilling forward from the pelvis. Energy flowing from
the Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, down into the earth, creating movement, motion, fluidity. Inhale, bring the arms to the hip creases, pointing the elbows towards the sky. Inhale, halfway, stay for the exhale. Inhale, rise, come all the way up. Hands, toes point into the corners of the room. Star pose, lift the heart. Exhale, bend into the knees, sink the hips low, goddess pose. Keep the hands lifted this time. Sink the hips low. You're working towards making our thighs parallel to the earth. The more we spread our toes out, the more our knees will be guided over the ankles. Bring the arms out to the side in a cactus shape, and from here we'll take a goddess breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth, stick out the tongue as you bring your awareness to the third eye. 3 more times, inhale. Exhale, open mouth. 2 more. Close the eyes if it feels safe. Feel your expression of full moon. We're in full illumination phase here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale, straighten the legs. Reach the arms and toes to the corner of the room. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk the hands to the right side. Sink the hips low for a one-legged squat, extending the left leg long out to the side. Find your expression. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down to the earth. Pivot the toes to the front of your mat, and then point the toes off to the right, rooting in with the knife edge of each foot. Left hand roots into the earth. Inhale, right arm reaches high. Keep the hips lifted. Begin drawing circles with the arm. Reverse your circles. Inhale, find length. Exhale, frame the right foot, point both toes forward, drop the left knee. Zip the inner thighs and inhale, low lunge. Sink the hips low. Close the eyes. And just allow yourself to feel fully in this moment. Inhale, find length. Exhale, release the hands. Step the left foot forward. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Step the feet wider than the distance of your mat. Point the toes out to the side. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, bend into the knees. Sink the hips low for Malasana. You may need to heel toe the heels together to find a comfortable position to keep sinking the hips low. Press the elbows into the inner edges of the knees simultaneously as the elbows press into the knees. Hands in Namaskar Mudra in front of the heart. Close the eyes here. Been working deeply on the hips. So a huge hip opener. Allowing for the release of any emotional holding. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down to the earth. Lift the hips and step the feet back for downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, bring the shin forward. Right hand to the left hand and rest the shin down towards the ground. Left knee drops. We're working towards bringing our right shin as close to parallel to the short of our mat as possible, but work with what's happening in your body today. Keep the right foot flexed, that will protect the right knee. Inhale, walk the hands towards the body, square the hips. So the hips are equidistant from the ground. Inhale, find length. Exhale, very slowly, begin to walk the hands forward to sleep your pigeon. You can rest the arms in front of the body, or you can make a pillow with the hands resting the forehead on the hands. Keep the right foot flexed and just surrender to this posture. 3 Brahmari breaths here together. Brahmari is the honeybee breath where we inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose as we hum, making a humming bee sound, and it sounds like this. Together now, inhale through the nose, exhale Brahmari. 3 more, inhale. Last 2. Last 1. You stay here for just a few more moments, tuning into the vibration of Brahmari, allowing for this sweet release from the hips. Inhale very slowly, begin to walk yourself up to the hands. Tuck the left toes. Inhale, send the right leg back and behind. Maybe shake out that right leg, releasing that right hip. Release the leg down to the earth. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, draw the shin in front of the body, keeping that left foot flexed. Drop down to the right knee. Inhale, walk the hands towards the body first to find length in the spine and to square the hips. Exhale, begin to walk the hands forward to sleep your pigeon. Taking whatever variation you did on the other side. 4 Brahmaris together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, humming bee. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Pause here for a moment and just feel. Allow this posture to unfold itself to you. Inhale, begin to slowly press yourself up. Tuck the right toes and send the left leg back and behind. Releasing the right leg. Come down to the knees, cross the ankles, shift the weight back to sit on your bum. Place the bum in the center of your mat. Very gently, just guide yourself with your hands down to the ground. Inhale, hug the right knee into the chest, left leg extends long. Hug the right knee in towards the right armpit. Both feet are flexed. Breathe into the right hip. Release the arms out to the side in a T or cactus shape. Inhale, hip shift to the right. Exhale, guide the knee over to the left. Gaze over the right shoulder. Top of the right hip reaches towards the feet, creating a little bit more length in the right side body. Close the eyes. Allow the breath to begin to return back to its normal rhythm. And just allow yourself to completely surrender to this posture. Inhale, back to center. Hug both knees into the chest. Exhale, extend the right leg long and hug the left knee in towards the left armpit. One full cycle of breath, breathing into the left hip. Release the arms. Inhale, hip shift to the left. Exhale, knee fall to the right. Gaze over the left shoulder. Sweet, sweet surrender. Each breath allows you to let go and flow and trust just a little bit more. Inhale back to center. Hug both knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins. Hug yourself. Kiss your knees. Thank your body for all that it does for you. And release into your sweetest Shavasana, corpse pose. Allowing yourself to use any props or blankets that might assist you in resting more deeply in relaxation. Allow yourself to take up space here. Legs spread wide. Arms resting alongside the body with palms facing up. Gesture of receiving. And completely let go of the breath. Scan the body from the toes all the way to the crown of your head. And see if there's anywhere that you might be holding on to. Use the breath to soften. Releasing any amount of effort. And completely allowing yourself to let go here. bringing your awareness to the breath without trying to control, without judgment. Simply observing the tidal rhythm of each breath. And imagining as though you're floating on the top of a warm sea. Effortlessly floating beneath a full moon light. Full moon's energy beaming down on you, illuminating every aspect of your being. Illuminating not only your physical shell, but also your sacred center, your wounds, your emotions, your darkness, your beauty, everything that makes you you. Shining light on what needs to be seen, what needs to be healed, what you would like to manifest. And imagine as though these rays of full moon energy supercharging you. And begin to invite awareness back into the body. And wiggle the fingers and the toes. Make circles with the wrists and ankles. Rock the head side to side. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead for one last full body stretch. And exhale, roll over onto the right side body. Fetal position, using the arm as a pillow. Left hand connects to the earth in front of you. Taking a moment just to
Feel the support of the earth beneath you. Now on your next inhalation, very slowly, begin to press yourself up to seated. Allow the body to stay heavy, eyes stay closed. And for our final practice today, we will practice a breath work with the lotus mudra. So we'll bring our hands almost into a cup shape, connecting the pinkies and the thumbs, and it looks like a lotus. So we'll hold that in front of the heart space. And just reconnect to your intention that you created for yourself today. Something that you would like to supercharge in this full moon energy. And just as we must learn to fill our own cup first, we inhale, reach our lotus up, drinking in the intention through the mouth. Exhale, release it, giving it back to the world, open hands as the hands fall in front of the body. Inhale, hands back in a lotus. Inhale through the mouth. Arms rise, drinking in your intention. Exhale, release the arms forward, always giving back. Inhale. Exhale through the nose. Imagining each time drinking in your intention. Allowing yourself to be so full that you exhale, allow it to overfill into the world around you. And two more. Release the breath work. Release the lotus mudra and just bring the hands to the heart. Left hand rests on top of the chest. Right hand rests on top. 1 Om and 3 Shantis to seal the practice. You're also welcome to listen. 1 cleansing breath to begin. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth, let it out. Inhale to Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale, bring the hands into prayer, connecting thumb to third eye. May we stay connected to our inner guidance and inner wisdom. Thumbs to the eyes, may we see the beauty and the lesson in all things. Thumbs to the lips, may we speak kind words and allow our soul to freely express itself. Thumbs to the heart, may we lead from the heart. Allow ourselves to give and receive love. And above all, love thyself first. Namaste. Bowing to each of you. And thank you so much for joining me on this full moon lunar flow. If you have any questions about today's practice, please feel free to leave me a chat or an email at ashley@infiniteheartwellness.com. And also, I will be teaching a breathwork workshop this Saturday for those of you who are interested. It's 12:30 to 2, and we will just learn different breathing techniques to allow us to cleanse our respiratory system, boost our immune system, and also balance our nervous system. So if you have any questions about that, just let me know. And yeah, have a beautiful day.